Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome to the channel back again. So as I said, I'll be continuing this drill of posting the videos. Today I have a very unusual one from the videos that you have seen in my channel. I've happened to be seen as a bike and a car enthusiast. So a couple of years ago, I think you would have seen my video regarding the Maruti Suzuki Zen, which I had owned for a couple of months. I happened to fall in love with that car, but unfortunately, due to some urgency, or you call the itchiness to upgrade to another car, I happened to sold that car to some other one enthusiast. So that is that story, and I regret to this day that I couldn't keep that car for longer time. And after that car, I happened to own other cars as well. I owned Maruti 800, the SP308, legendary, the car. And then I moved on to many other cars. Skoda Rapid is one of them, which was very dear to my heart. But maintaining that car, and I was not able to find a good advisor so that I can continue using that car, and I had to let that go as well. So on an unusual circumstance, I was driving an i20, which I happened to sell it to my relative, and I sold the car so that I can buy a Honda City, the VTEC ultimate machine that Indian roads, that you can drive on the Indian roads. But when I sold the i20 and went to buy the Honda City, the guy backed off and I was left with no car. And you know that the itchiness that you get when your car or your bike is sold and you're not left with anything. I happened to have that itchiness, and I couldn't stay a day without a car. So I picked up whatever was in front of my eyes for a couple of reasons. Of course, it's not like that just I purchased that car. So that is the car I wanted to cover today. That is none other than this. Saw it coming, very unusual one, that I would, somebody who rides an RX and somebody who has owned Maruti Suzuki Zen and perhaps the Skoda Rapid as well would settle for this. So this car has been with me for a year and a half. Very unusual, no car has remained with me for this long. I've changed probably 6 to 7 cars by now. This happens to stay with me for 1.5 years for a couple of unplanned or unforeseen reasons, but this car has grown over me, and I'll be discussing the reasons why. So they don't say that WagonR is simply famous and is simply sold in the highest numbers even to this date. There are a few reasons why people hold on to this, whether they like or they're not. They have to they stick with this car for longer durations and still being the highest sold car. So here's my impressions and my first take on this car. The video is probably going to be a little bit lengthy, but I'll try to cover as much as possible just to give you an idea about this car and the reasons that this car has stayed with me. First of all, this is the first facelift, I believe, once the Maruti Suzuki WagonR was launched. The first one was a very boxy design. I still love that design. Even to this date, that design feels timeless. Everything's boxy, squarey, and I love that design. This is the first facelift. I probably came in 2006. They just chamfered the edges probably to look more seamless. I think aerodynamic, which is not the reason the car is famous for. And they just edged out smoothened out the edges on all 4 sides. That is what the design, from the design perspective. Other than that, speaking about the car, this is a 2009 model Maruti Suzuki WagonR LXi variant, optional I believe, because this car has remote key entry and fog lights from the factory. So I believe this is the reason that this car is on the optional side. So quick walk around. This car is in the factory paint, from what I've been told from the seller. But if you park this car in the sunlight, you would see that half of the car has one shade of blue, and the half of the car has another shade of blue. By seeing the car aesthetics, I don't see if the car was anytime in an accident or anything. It's just that the car has been parked with the sunlight falling on half of the car and not on the half of the car, which is why the shades have turned out. Other reason, when I purchased this car is probably 1.5 year now. At that time this car only had 36,000 kilometers. Now it's probably close to 45,000 kilometers. So I had this car roughly for 7,000 kilometers with me, so I have an idea how this car performs, what its limitations are, and how you should be driving it. So as soon as I purchased the car, I saw that the tires were from the factory. So the tires were still from 2009 manufacturing date. I changed them to MRF ZLX. This is 155/70 R13. Not the right size. 155/65 is the right one, but I failed in my research and I just happened to upgrade from the size it was. It had 145/70 13, and I just saw an opportunity to upgrade to the next size. I think that has resulted in some compromises in the way the handling performs, but I'm just living with it because I've purchased the tires and they're not cheap, so that you can change again. Other than that, the doors, the reason the car is famous for is the upright sitting position and the command that it gives you on the road. Let me open the door. So unlike Zen, the video if you have seen, you sit very low to the ground, gives you that feeling connection to the road. This car is completely opposite to it. You sit very upright, straight, not like not your back doesn't go closer to the ground. That is what the sitting position is. The seats were from the factory, but I have changed them to this tan. This is definitely a synthetic leather, not the original one. But if the car was grey, black, or any darker color, this seat would have gone great with it. But I just love tan color so much that I didn't care about how it would come out as a matching combo. So that's the thing on the front. In the rear, same thing. Upright sitting position, lots of headroom. I think that is why people loved it so much, and the people of age happen to love this car so much that the energy or the effort that you have to put to get in and get out of the car is very minimal in this. That is it. And let me open you the boot and show. So this is the boot. I have the car cover here. If I put it aside, I'd carry a couple of things. That is what you're seeing. The boot space is very decent. I think 3 or 4 people who are traveling for a short vacation, probably 4-5 days, can pack enough items here, and even maybe more than that. But from my experience, that is what it is. These speaker boxes were not from the factory. I just installed them later. I remove them when I have to travel, like move them around so that I can pack maximum capacity. Very ample of space. There is no partial tray, so I can pack maximum, but I make sure that the driver has visibility to see the traffic in the rear view. Going on to the co-passenger side, let's cover a couple of things. This is an LXI variant, so don't get power window. It's manually rolling up, rolling down. And then this is the glove box, enough amount of storage. This music system does not have Bluetooth. I think it's from the olden days, so I just installed this Sportronics. I use Bluetooth from this. The AC controls manual, and this is the fog light switch which I was saying. This you do not get it outside. It's from the factory, or if you get it done from Maruti Suzuki. This car had the fog lights and the button. This is here. The AC is not very strong, but it does the job. It keeps the fog getting on the windshield while you're driving. So that is there. I happen to change the speakers because the factory ones shot off, so I changed them to the separate ones. So the very extremely tall boy design, and every time you open the doors, the light comes up. Let me go to the other. So this is 5400 change. I got the car when I heard about this car, it was 36k 1000 kilometers, and then when I purchased the car, it was around 38,000. So as soon as I bought it, I did the service, changed the fluids, engine oil, gearbox oil, and other stuff. To my surprise, the interior, the plastic, everything is holding intact, no rattles, nothing, no issues. You don't love a Maruti for no reason, man. These are the headlight controls, they go up and down. Even to this day, they work flawless. And engine immobilizer. Here, manual rolling up the window, rolling down. I see there's no vanity mirror in this car. Yeah, there's no vanity mirror in this car. So that is all from the interior aspect. Let me open the hood and show you the engine. So I have a few things to talk about the engine. So this is the infamous Maruti Suzuki F10D. I hope I got that right. This engine came in the Maruti Suzuki Alto 1.1. That was a sleeper car, man. My cousin had that car and we have driven it car for very long time. That car used to hit 140 like effortlessly, and other high-end cars were put to shame when my cousin used to drive that car. So that is there. This engine is very reliable and bulletproof. There's one BHPN, I think his name is Parag Sachaniya. He had a WagonR, the first gen, the boxy design. He has driven that car for around 250,000 kilometers. This engine is bulletproof if you know how to maintain it. Maruti is not famous for no reason. Their engines and their cars are definitely reliable. The other good aspect of this engine is it pulls on the hills like a gem, like a sweetheart. What can I say? I've been on to hills many times with this car. I think more than any other car that I've owned, this car has taken me to places. And there I have seen that this engine pulls like a charm, man. On the hills, it doesn't lose the torque or lose the power, and the gasp for air. This car just flies on the hills. A couple of things that I have done is to change the alternator belt, probably change the fluids and the headlight, upgraded them to the higher power ones. Apart from that, I have not done anything to this car. Just with a minor service, this car has been running like charm. Let me talk about some of the limitations that it has. So talking about some of the limitations is that since it's a tall boy design, the handling is not that great. You will have to be careful when you're going above 100. That is the one major drawback, man. It doesn't give the feedback for the driver that you can enjoy. That's one negative. Second is the space constraint. Because it's a small car, it works in and against the car. In a traffic, you can zip around anywhere, any possible gap you can. And other thing is 4 people is the adequate space that this car can provide, not 5. That's 2 things that I can think of. Other thing is build quality. I believe I can hear the road noise on the highway. Probably a damping would solve the problem, but I'm not looking to do that for now. Those were the 2-3 things that I can think of. Maybe a lot more than that, but for now, that is what I can think of. And other thing is like so many cars that I've been with, and that itchiness that you get, like to upgrade to other car, that I have lost that itchiness after buying this car. I don't know for what. There are many reasons, but I cannot say that one is what determines the most. But after buying this car, I've lost that itchiness to upgrade, and this car has been with me for around 1.5 years. I wanted to let this car go, but I say that today, and the next day my decision changes. I want to have this car for a couple of more months. At least that's what other than that electricals point of view, it doesn't break. very difficult to break things on this car. So from the reliability point of view, the car becomes bulletproof in that sense. Other thing is, one thing that I wanted to mention, and I've seen other YouTubers also mention who own this car, is that the wheel alignment does not remain for longer. Like if one hump you jump or anything, the alignment misbalances immediately. So that is one drawback that I have seen. That's the story of this car. Probably in a couple of months, if it stays longer, I can make a video if the audience likes. But that is the take of this car on me. Consider this an impressions or a review. So that is all. I'll leave you with this one. Thank you for staying with me. Enjoy the videos that are coming. I'll talk to you soon.